Avoid these 4 foods if you want clear skin. My name is Krysta Harcus, and I am a certified functional nutritionist and the creator of the Gut Better online course. I help people who struggle with eczema and psoriasis by teaching you how to get the clear, beautiful skin you dream of without using creams, pills, or biologics. Good news! The Gut Better online course is going to be opening for enrollment this month. So if you want to be the first in line for that, go to www.krystaharcus.com/waitlist. These 4 foods that I'm going to tell you about are ones that cause problems for most people with eczema and psoriasis. But we need to keep in mind that we are all unique, and something like spinach, for example, that may be considered healthy is not necessarily healthy for you. As such, it is always important to determine what foods are causing flares for you beyond these 4 main ones. Number 1, sugar. Sugar causes inflammation, period. It is an unsustainable source of energy and is devoid of nutrients. It also feeds the bad bacteria in our gut, which contributes to leaky gut. Sugar is 8 times as addictive as cocaine, which is why food manufacturers put it in everything. It's not just a matter of craving sugar, it is a biological disorder where sugar is actually rewiring your neurotransmitters and hormones. Pretty much every disease out there is caused by sugar, whether it's heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, depression, infertility, eczema, psoriasis, and on and on. Artificial sweeteners can be just as bad and maybe even worse than normal sugar. They wreak havoc on our gut microbes, destroying beneficial bacteria and even causing glucose intolerance. As an alternative, I use honey because of all the nutrients and other beneficial qualities. And coconut sugar is a great alternative in baking. Number 2, gluten. Gluten is made up of 2 different proteins, and one of those proteins actually releases an inflammatory protein within our bodies called zonulin, which leads to leaky gut. This can set the stage for whole body inflammation in every person, whether you are gluten intolerant or not. Many, if not most, autoimmune conditions are characterized by high levels of zonulin. All of this is exacerbated by the fact that wheat these days is doused in glyphosate, which is the active ingredient in Roundup, and it is a known cancer-causing toxin. I go more in depth in my online course Gut Better on just how much damage glyphosate is causing to us and our food system. If you are a die-hard bread fan, there are tons of recipes out there these days for gluten-free bread. Coconut flour is the best to use for this, and for bonus points, I challenge you to make a gluten-free sourdough bread. As always, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below if you are ready to get rid of your eczema or psoriasis. Number 3, dairy. Cow's milk these days is full of hormones, antibiotics, and inflammatory proteins. On top of that, after homogenizing and pasteurizing, we are left with a product that is no longer beneficial to consume. The form of protein in cow's milk causes all sorts of problems with our health. If you're looking for an alternative, the form of protein in goat's milk actually doesn't cause inflammation. Plus, it's easier to digest, has higher levels of MCTs, which is good for metabolism and brain function, and has higher levels of vitamin A, which is good for the skin. Just keep in mind that humans stop producing large quantities of the enzyme needed to digest lactose between the ages of 2 and 5. In fact, we are the only mammal that continues to consume milk after we've been weaned. So it's really not as necessary as we've been led to believe. Number 4, processed foods. The problem with processed foods should be kind of obvious. The endless list of chemicals, additives, preservatives, food dyes, natural and artificial flavorings, and even spices, all of which are bad. We don't go to the cupboard and grab monocalcium phosphate when making bread, so why do we consider food with these ingredients as normal food? Just one ingredient in one of the processed foods that we eat can cause a bunch of health problems, and yet we pack an endless list of these chemicals into the ingredients and somehow call that food. The next time you grab something off the grocery shelf, ask yourself, is it nature-made or man-made? Something like an avocado, for instance, doesn't have an ingredient list. If it does have an ingredient list, take the time to really read the ingredients. Do you even know what half of them actually are? If the ingredients are something like dates, almonds, honey, and salt, you know what those are. If, on the other hand, the ingredients say something like hydrolyzed protein, monosodium glutamate, and BHT, put it back and walk away. These 4 main foods, sugar, gluten, dairy, and processed foods, all lead to whole body inflammation. And since the skin is the largest organ, that inflammation often shows up as a skin condition. If you want clear skin and you want to get rid of disease, then it's time to avoid these foods. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video. And if this was helpful, then share it with someone else. I'll see you in the next video.